So I've already done a video where I kind of react and look into what Tom Cruise has done for Mission Impossible 8 Dead Reckoning. A new trailer came out and a new article came out, right? Well, it's not really a trailer. It's really a spot from the Super Bowl. And so I wanted to take a look at it and react to it, and also take a little bit of a look at another stunt that's in the movie that is not just in midair, but also underwater, and kind of the logistics around that Tom Cruise and the director spoke about in an interview. So let's first watch the spot and enjoy the hype together, because I'm looking forward to this movie so incredibly much. This is like my #1 film of 2025 that I'm excited to see.
It's been a long time, Ethan.
Your mission, should you choose to accept. Everything you were, everything you've done, has come to this. I need you to trust me. One last time.
I want to take a look at that one plane shot real quick. Check out this shot right here. Look
Trust me.
What? Oh, that flip around. That's all legit. Take a look at that one more time. That little flip. That's incredible. Look at this. Oh, the amount of momentum that your body has. I know he's got wires and stuff, because you can't have Tom Cruise dying, but the majority of him holding on is this little thing, this little piece of wire or rope or something that's holding him onto the plane. The amount of force that his body flips over in midair, that is insane. This is the other stunt, this little section right here.
Choose to accept.
Right? It's kind of like this rotating, half filled up area of water. And so I saw this article and I thought it was super interesting. It's basically just, they had an interview with Tom Cruise and they shared a little bit of it. But basically, this is another big stunt that's also very dangerous and also very difficult to achieve cinematically. So basically, if you saw the last Mission Impossible, you know that the artificial intelligence, the keys that they've been looking for, right? It's underwater. It's in a submarine. The whole process of getting to the submarine to do something in this film is going to be pretty intense. And in order to do this underwater stunt, they had a few things to say. The result of a breathless, water-churning subaquatic sequence that has Ethan Hunt caught in the undertow, shot in an 8.5 million liter water tank on a gimbal that can rotate on command. So I'm imagining kind of like what Christopher Nolan had when he filmed Inception, right? He had that room that was turning so that the actors would react. They were on wires, but they would also react to the gravitational pull of the earth while making it seem like they are, losing gravity. It seems as though there's this water tank that is literally spinning, and they need to film inside of it as well as have Tom Cruise inside of it. In the middle of it all, Cruise dons a special designed suit and mask with an illuminated helmet to show audiences that it really is him, except he can only wear the gear for 10 minutes at a time before suffering from hypoxia, an absence of oxygen in body tissue. So this is a quote from Cruise. "I'm breathing my own carbon dioxide," Cruise tells Empire of shooting the sequence. "It builds up in the body and affects the muscles, and it's by the sound of things an acting challenge as much as a physical one. You have to overcome all of that while you're doing it and be present." So basically, in order to act. I think what's always interesting about Tom Cruise whenever they discuss some of his stunts, big part of it is that he needs to sell the film. He wants to sell how awesome this film is. So he's always going to overplay. He's always going to know all of the facts. He's always going to learn every little detail so he can communicate it. He can build suspense. He can tell people how dangerous it is. And he has all the scientific knowledge to know, like, hey, this is a very dangerous thing because not only am I dealing with water sequences, I can't wear the suit very long, and I know how the body's reacting, to wearing the suit all the way down to my blood vessels, and it explains all of these factors. Like, he has to know all of this stuff to build hype for the stunt, because hype for the stunt means people show up to see the stunt in the movie. So it's very humorous, but also like completely understandable. And honestly, I have a good time with it. So I believe this is the director speaking. Looking back on filming the sequence, it was so challenging and so terrifying, said McQuarrie. Not only was it really physically pushing for Cruise, but making it legible on screen. And most importantly, not a death trap was quite the feat. He's in a rotating structure filled with debris, and you had to find a way to make that environment look as chaotic and unhinged as humanly possible, explains the director, but in a way that you can repeat and that Tom could navigate and survive. If anyone can do it, Tom Cruise can. Mission accomplished. So again, this is kind of like, I guess it's like inside of the submarine, and there's a partially filled up submarine. So I'm guessing the submarine is rolling underwater, which is what's causing the debris and the water to rotate inside of the tank. And so goes, Tom Cruise, and so goes the water and everything. And so it's a really interesting, method to make sure everything's legitimate, make sure everything in camera capture and all the stunt is authentic. And I guess this is some little shots of the suit that he was wearing. It's not also just to show people that Tom is actually in there. I think the illuminated helmet is super key because you have to experience the emotion of the character. So I find this extremely fascinating, and having like a really dark underwater sequence with an illuminated helmet, I think is also, it's not the first time we've ever seen it, but it's extremely important. And because that's going to be the point of focus in a very dark, chaotic environment, you're going to be looking at the face of the character or the characters. It really motivates the point where he says here, you have to overcome it all while you're doing it and be present, because it's very important to act, right? It's very important to stay focused and communicate for the character. Many times the Mission Impossible crew will put out a behind the scenes of like the stunts, the major stunt, that's for that particular film, so that people can get even more hype about its release and people can really feel the danger and get really excited about these stunts. So between the planes and between this, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they present to us as behind the scenes footage pre-release to the film, so that we can get a real, jump start of excitement going in to see this in the theaters. And if you want to see my video where I explain and react to all the information about the airplane scene, just check out this video right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.